once again, fans, this is your main event. One fall, 60 minutes for the PWA Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger at a weight of 220 pounds from Lancaster, Ohio, the winner of the 2021 Shot at Greatness, Real Deal Kevin Cruit. And his opponent, weighing tonight at 301 pounds, straight down from the hills of West Virginia, your reigning, defending PWA Heavyweight Champion, Rowdy Randy Forrest!
Hello and welcome to PWA Live. We are coming at you on YouTube and on Facebook. Thanks to everybody that's out there joining us. We're bringing you the main event of Red, White, and Bruised 2021. There you see Real Deal Kevin Cruit, the challenger, the man who captured the Shot at Greatness. Made it well known before the contest that he would be using it for exactly this reason, facing off against Rowdy Randy Forrest. Now, Real Deal Kevin Cruit had a big challenge ahead of him, just capturing the Shot at Greatness. We spoke a lot with him, franchise player, sitting here joining me at ringside, commentary for this match. We spoke a lot with Kevin as they lock up center of the ring and Randy goes to the side headlock. Getting the thoughts of the two men as they prepared for this match, and it definitely seemed like Kevin was motivated to do more than just win the championship. He was looking to prove a point to Randy, to the fans, most likely to himself. What were his expressions to you going into this match as we get started here?
Well, Aaron, I'm glad to be back with you here again this week, right here on YouTube, maybe, Facebook for sure. We don't know what's going on around here. We're live, though, I promise you that. And Kevin really did. He kind of had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's looking to prove a point tonight, and he's looking to win that PWA Heavyweight Championship. And Rowdy Randy, conversely, he's trying to prove that, he's the champion for a reason.
Well, it's certainly fair to say that Kevin is the one who has to beat Randy. And it's not the other way around.
Well, they're kind of trying each other out right here. A little tit for tat. We've got quite a bit of a size difference. Randy, well over 6 foot. Kevin just under. And also the weight advantage, goes to Kevin, or goes to Randy for sure. Randy, I believe, is 301 you had him at earlier tonight.
Yes, indeed, and that is why Randy has the advantage in a situation like that where he had the side headlock, Kevin unable to get the waist lock cinched in. Oh, nice deep spin under arm drag there.
Well, see, that's exactly what Kevin has to do. He has to try to use his speed and his quickness against Randy, and Randy seems like he's getting just a little bit frustrated, and that's going to work in the favor of Kevin the longer this match goes.
Randy quickly with the go behind. Both these men have amateur wrestling experience. We've talked a lot about the training that Kevin went through, the prodigy of the PWA, and he's been honing his skills for this very moment ever since he stepped foot in a pro wrestling ring. I was there in, I believe it was October of 2018. It was at another pavilion at this very fairgrounds complex where two important moments in both these men's careers happened. Kevin made his official in-ring debut, and Randy was in a situation that set him back quite a long time, involving JT Hogg, that you can revisit also on YouTube. But they've come from that moment to this moment, and the fans could not be more prepared for this. We saw just how much they reacted at the bell of this match.
Yeah, Randy and Kevin, they've been looking forward to this match for quite some time, and the fans have as well. And again, Randy has got a point to prove, and Kevin is looking to try to capture that PWA championship.
Well, he's firing away with some big-time forearms right now, but Randy able to put the brakes on the weight advantage that you said coming into play here. Kevin, though, with a kick to the midsection, was able to get the momentum, follows up with a big flying knee to the midsection and another one, driving the air right out of the lungs of Randy. Oh, follows through with the clothesline.
He's got to hit him fast and furious with this offense to negate the size advantage that Rowdy Randy has. Look at this packed crowd here at the Red, White, and Bruised here 2021. We are so excited to be back in Lancaster at the Fairfield County Fairgrounds, and they seem to be happy to have us back.
Well, Kevin executing a very sound game plan here. He's keeping Randy off his feet the best as he can, and just as I say that,
Randy's keeping him off his feet.
Randy powers right up with the 220-pound man on his shoulders like it was nothing. Oh, and just casually deposits him on the mat. But Kevin needs to not get into a power match here. He needs to try his best to out-wrestle Randy, and it's well known how close these two men are outside of the ring. One arm. Look at this. One arm.
You say it like it's almost just going and picking up the bread for the week. Out wrestling Randy is not an easy task. He's not just size. He's not just ability, but he's got wrestling. He's got wrestling in his back pocket, and Kevin's going to have to work really hard if he wants to out-wrestle Randy also. But that is, you're 100% right, that is his option. That's what he needs to try to do.
Randy can certainly get it done between the ropes any way you want to do it. Kevin, the big kick. Referee Rose Montgomery there selected for this crucial assignment, the main event, Red, White, and Bruised 2021, the summer showcase event from the PWA, as you referred, and as you can very well see, one of the biggest crowds in PWA history, and this is what they all came to see. We had Sam Houston, we had Jerry Saggs. You can go back in the past couple of weeks and see those matches for yourselves, but this was what was in the big print on the poster, as they say. Kevin off the top of the elbow, pinpoint accuracy.
Hit him with all of his weight, elbow right to the throat.
Rolls over, makes the cover, hooks the leg, but doesn't have the weight distribution, doesn't have Randy worn down nearly enough to get a pin on that. But the more he makes Randy kick out, the more energy he makes his man exert. And Randy, you see, still having a little bit of difficulty recovering from the impact of that. Kevin heading back up to the top rope. Hope for his sake, hopefully he's not giving Randy too much time to recover.
He's calling for Randy to get up, and Randy did just that. Cut him off at the pass. Kevin is in a precarious position, sitting there on that top rope. That's just a turnbuckle, and that turnbuckle is not comfortable to sit on.
No, it can cause an injury in any number of ways. Certainly that impact rearranged Kevin's weekend plans. And look at this. Look at the power. The huge superplex all the way.
That was a delayed superplex. He held him up there, got the blood flowing to his brain, and then dropped him.
Well, this is what we were addressing as the match began. Kevin needs to keep his head in the game, and he needs to rely on all of the experience that he's gained, all of the endurance that he has shown that he has, because he cannot let desperation, he cannot go for high-risk moves like the one that he just attempted that backfired on him severely. He cannot
Randy's crawling over trying to make the cover.
He cannot let his desire to beat Randy overcome the strategy he needs to win the match and become the champion.
Hooked the leg, still wasn't able to get a 3 count. Kevin is determined to leave here tonight as the PWA champion, and Randy is going to try to have to stop him. He's going to have to do everything he can because nothing's worked yet.
Well, you saw from our ringside camera a great look at some of the damage already done to Kevin, a huge welt, bruise raising up there on the kidney area, and these two men are slugging it out now. Big overhand chop reverberates throughout the building.
Randy grabs a hold of him, puts him back in the corner. These chops, while they look good and they make the fans go ooh and ah, they're not going to finish your opponent. They hurt, but you've got to get the man down. You've got to use the big clubbing blows.
As Randy responds in kind but not kindly, serving up a plate of chops and a huge overhead belly to belly. Look at that. And that's an example of wrestling ability and power at once, and again takes him up and over. Randy throwing his opponent around the ring with ease.
Yeah, when you can throw Kevin around with ease and make it look like that, that goes to show you how big of a guy Rowdy Randy is.
Kevin literally and figuratively on the ropes there. And fans, we want to remind you to join us here at the PWA Arena Saturday, September the 18th. Tickets will be available within the next 48 hours on PWAOhio.com. Hopefully by the time you hear this, they are available for purchase. But this is for the Heavyweight Championship. We'll talk a little bit more. Big, huge running kick there from Randy on the money. Spread the nose of Kevin all over his face.
That could be it.
Hooks the leg.
Got him down for two.
Down there, 2.5. Kevin got the shoulder up.
That wasn't 2.5. That was 2 7/8. That was so close.
But as
Randy looks frustrated, and that's what he's got to avoid. He's got to stay with his game plan. Whatever that is, you got to stay with the game plan.
Well, in against much higher ranked challengers, men perhaps more experienced, bigger or stronger than Kevin, have gone down to a lot less than what Kevin has taken so far in this match. So there is perhaps justification in the look of frustration on Randy's face, but again, more damage evident on the back of the challenger, Kevin Cruit. Oh, but he's able to avoid the big charge from Randy. Randy gets the boot up. Kevin telegraphed that.
Kevin's down. He looks like he's in a bad way.
Well, he using the referee to regain his balance. Oh my!
Referee Rose Montgomery taken out by Rowdy Randy Forrest. What the hell?
No, she got completely wiped out. Kevin, you have to wonder if it was just reacting on instinct.
Kevin ducked out of the way. Rose Montgomery, the referee, standing right behind him.
And Kevin's on the outside. We've got a ringside camera. Kevin getting a chair. What in God's name is he doing?
Whatever
He's
it is,
lost.
It's not bad. It's nothing but bad.
Oh, no, come on! He's using the chair. He's lost his mind. Is this the way he wants to win this championship?
Kevin Randy, but there's no referee. The referee's laid out on the floor. Medics are attended to her.
Here comes Matthew Cruit. Matthew Allen, fellow referee. Not
just a 2 count.
It's not a secret, but it's certainly not something that is publicized, the relationship that referee Matthew Allen has had to the Cruit family, just to try to maintain a sense of objectivity for him.
Randy's getting back up. Kevin's got to pay attention. Kevin's going over.
Referee Rose Montgomery down.
Oh my God, Randy just drops him right on his spine.
Huge
Kevin's hurt.
Spine buster.
Right on the spine, catch you. That'll shake your liver up too.
Well, this has taken on an entirely different tone with the actions of Kevin Cruit.
Wait a second. You see what Randy's looking at? He's got his eyes on that chair.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Unfortunately, I hate to resort to cliches in a moment like this, because this is a sight I never thought I would see.
Randy's got the chair. Referee Matthew Allen telling him to put the chair down.
Well, Randy
at ringside are asking him.
Randy showing quite a bit more sportsmanship. Matthew Allen takes away the chair, has no other choice there. Oh, low blow! Now he's staring right at the man. Come on! He tosses the chair to Kevin. No, absolutely no! They're not. It's not going to end this way. We can't. Why would Kevin want to be the new champion? Why would he go to these lengths? Winds up for the huge tornado kick. Rolls him over, makes the cover. There's the 3 count. Well, we've got a new PWA Heavyweight Champion. Real deal Kevin Cruit.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and the new Premier Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Champion, Real Deal Kevin Cruit!
absolutely stunning turn of events. The assigned referee goes down. We have one from the back. It's Matthew Cruit, Kevin's brother. These two, did they conspire to pull off this fraud, this heist? This reeks of conspiracy. There is absolutely there's Kevin getting his hand raised. Fans at ringside still trying to come to grips with what they've seen. Randy on his way to the back, taken down with a low blow at a chair. With the referee aiding and abetting the entire situation. What in the hell have we just seen? Well, there you have it, fans. My reactions, franchise player Chris Cruit's reactions to that historic contest. Kevin Cruit walked away with the heavyweight championship, and ever since that moment, not only has he had a target on his back, specifically one focused on by Rowdy Randy Forrest, but he's had the utmost scrutiny applied to him and his behavior and his character as champion, franchise player, since that plays in very, very heavily into our next event, which we will talk a little bit more about. I'm going to turn it over to you to give you the opportunity to tell everybody out there what they need to know about just what went down right there in that match and what has played out since then that brings us to the 18th.
Well, I think it's pretty apparent Kevin took advantage of the fact that his brother, my son, Matthew Allen, Matthew Allen Cruit, is his brother, and he took advantage of that. And when the referee was down, he used Matthew as a pawn in his plan to try and capture, well, not try and capture, but to capture the PWA Championship. For those of you, that was July 31st. Today is September the 6th. And for those of you who have been following along since then, we've had a rematch right here at the PWA Arena where the PWA Studios are located. And Rowdy Randy and Kevin went at it again. And Matthew Cruit, was
posing as a cameraman.
In disguise as a cameraman. And they took advantage of that opportunity. I wasn't here. And they went 2-on-1 against Randy.
No, they managed to go lower than they had gone before. It was disturbing, to say the least. Our very first PWA live broadcast here from the studios, as you mentioned, at the PWA Arena, 737 Slocum Avenue in Lancaster, Ohio. We referenced the aftermath of this in terms of Rose Montgomery, the injury she suffered, the recovery that she had to go through, the absolute callous and indifferent response Kevin had to the situation, which betrayed quite a bit of the behavior that we've seen since from him. But the locker room is completely out of patience and completely out of willingness to abide this, the heist that's been perpetrated on the championship. Randy Forrest being at the top of that list. And we saw, again, on the 4th, as we had the first 2 rounds of our tournament to crown a new United States champion, we saw even more controversy involving Randy and Kevin.
So, on the 4th, Rowdy Randy Forrest taking on Jimmy Fahrenheit. That's just something that would have bumped Jimmy Fahrenheit up into contendership, former PWA champion, current PWA tag team champions with his partner in Casino Heat and their manager, Air 4.
The less said about him, the better.
We'll move on from that.
We're talking about important things here.
And Kevin came out and he started a brawl out here. He started a downright fight. It was Kevin and Matthew and Casino Heat and Air 4 all 5-on-1. 4.25-on-1 against Rowdy Randy, and then Bjorn and Cal Kincaid came out thankfully and helped Randy. And they brawled all over the arena. It was just a mess. And it's not what the PWA is about and what we're trying to do. So we determined that in 2 weeks, well, we're a little under 2 weeks right now. I think we're 12 days from today. We are going to have a rematch with Kevin and Randy. Kevin defending the PWA Championship against Rowdy Randy Forrest Saturday night, September the 18th, and it will be in a steel cage.
Only the third time the cage has been erected for the PWA. The second time at the PWA arena, but actually the very first time that fans will be in attendance for a cage match. Randy survived the first ever cage match in PWA history. Kevin has not been in the cage. He has the feeling that, you can't dent the steel just like you can't dent the pride of the Cruit family, but he may be in for an entirely new world of violence getting in that cage with Randy Forrest. On so many levels, I want to hear your thoughts on this as your son, as potential liability from a corporate standpoint for the state that either one of these men may leave the cage in. How are you keeping this all straight with all your responsibilities as the president, as a father, as a former wrestler and friend of Randy? I know that's a lot of ground to cover, but just where are you emotionally as you sit here today talking to myself and all of our great fans?
Well, at the end of the day, Kevin and Randy have created the situation that they're in, and Kevin and Randy are going to have to fix the situation they're in. When I walk through the PWA doors, I'm not Kevin's dad. I'm not Randy's friend. I am the president of the PWA, and my allegiance is to the fans and to make sure that they get exactly what they paid for, and they've paid twice now for a championship match between Randy and Kevin without a conclusive winner, in my opinion. So now on Saturday night, September the 18th, when we put we thought about doing a lumberjack match, but then the lumberjacks could have ulterior motives.
There was talk of a dog collar match, I believe,
but then that doesn't stop anybody from coming in on the outside. So if you put the cage up, that really eliminates the opportunity for people to come in from the outside. So now we're going to have two guys in the ring fighting it out, and we're going to find out who is the better man. Listen, don't bet against Kevin. Kevin could come out of this as still the PWA champion, and if he does, he will have earned it. And if Randy comes out as the new champion, once again, he will have earned it.
No, this is where Kevin silences all of the doubters or proves them all right. It is, quite frankly, it is my personal opinion, franchise player, from observing this as a part of the locker room, as a part of the process here, producing all the things that we bring to the fans on YouTube and on Facebook, and we want to thank them all for joining us here, making this a scene, making Monday nights, 7 p.m., live from the PWA Studios a scene. But you have been, your conduct has been exemplary, and this is not to suck up and blow smoke to my boss. This is the truth, as far as we get in pro wrestling. But you haven't shown favoritism or been guilty of nepotism. As far as I can see, you've done everything you can to back up the words you just said about your position when you come in here versus what it's like outside of the PWA arena. So I hope that settles it one way or another, for the fans' sake, for Randy's sake, for Kevin's sake, for our sake, so that we have a true champion that we know is going to defend that belt going forward.
Well, I tell you, this really hasn't been, closing out 2021. You're right. We're getting close. Where has the year gone? But you're right, though. This has not been easy for me. When I've told the story before, and I'll tell again. When I suspended Matthew after Red, White, and Bruised, it was not a happy time around the Cruit household. I went to see my mother, and she was very unhappy with me. She was very unhappy with me. Said, "How dare you? How could you do this to our family?" And I tried to explain to her, this is what had to be done. So it hasn't been easy, and Randy's looked at me sideways a couple times like, "Hey man, what are you up to?" And it's like, you know what? So I've tried to, make it fair for everybody. Kevin deserves an opportunity to prove that he is or he isn't the rightful champion. Randy deserves an opportunity to regain that title. The fans deserve an opportunity to see a conclusive decision. Now, speaking of conclusive decisions, and PWA championships. That won't be the only championship.
Absolutely. Not only will we have the historic cage match, but we're going to have another historic championship match as we will crown a new United States champion. The quarterfinal and semifinal rounds took place September the 4th, Labor Day weekend. Happy Labor Day to all of you great fans out there joining us, spending your holiday evening with us here. The connection to the fans is what helps PWA survive, what we thrive on, and we're pleased to bring back the United States Championship in service of that very aim, and the wrestlers as well. The 8 men, we're down to 2. The finals are Bjorn and JT Hogg, both men former United States champions. I got comments with both of those men following the event. I presume, or at least at some point through between now and the event, those comments will be put up here on the YouTube channel for the fans to hear themselves. But the attitudes between both men going into this match could not have been more opposite. JT Hogg, the most obnoxious man in the PWA, and based on what we've been talking about, that covers a lot of ground.
It's pretty bad.
But Bjorn survived 2 grueling matches, made his way to the finals. There was a contest for fans to predict. And as far as I know, out of
we've got a bunch of brackets that are down to JT and Bjorn. We've got quite a few people who have accurately predicted the final 2. Now we'll find out if the masses are correct, because the masses picked Bjorn to come out on top for this championship match.
Well, that is the insight that, yes, we have from our research, if you will, but we want to hear your opinions on the match, fans, and on the heavyweight championship match. Want you to share those with us here on whatever outlet it is you're watching, Facebook or on YouTube. Share this link and these channels with your fellow wrestling fans and people that enjoy pro wrestling, because, as you said, that was just this past Saturday. We had some of the most fantastic action in the PWA arena in recent memory. In the first,
people are having so much fun. They're having so much fun. Not only are we having great matches, great action, the people are having such a good time.
Well, there was a surprise in store for JT Hogg in terms of his first round opponent, sensation Anthony Ray, not medically cleared to compete, but we saw the return of somebody that has been out of action in the PWA for over a year. We haven't seen him since our summer 2020 empty arena events, and that's Joe Black.
Big Joe Black is back. Big Joe Black is back. Big Joe Black is back. Big Joe Black is...
You might hear the fans chanting that. He did not get the victory over JT Hogg, but he certainly didn't make it easy for him.
What a way to come back and get thrown to the wolves like that with JT Hogg. First match back. You've got all the ring rust. Who knows how his conditioning has been cardio-wise, and, to get in there with JT. But he did. He gave him a run for his money Saturday night.
Well, it is the ultimate test against the upper echelon of the PWA. The U.S. title will not ever be a silver medal in the PWA.
No.
And by virtue of being that champion, you're the default #1 contender. So the winner of the main event in the cage has to look over their shoulder at all times at the holder of that United States Championship, because anytime a scheduled opponent is unable to make his appearance due to travel, due to injury, due to just not being man enough to face the champion on that night, the U.S. champion is expected to step in and assume that role. And that is almost extra pressure, because you have to hold the U.S. title and be ready to capture the world championship at the drop of a hat.
And I do believe, I haven't looked this up in a while, but I believe if the heavyweight champion can ever not fulfill his duties or besmirch his crown, that...
I think, yeah.
Miss America, never mind.
Right. Well, we won't have a beauty contest here at the PWA arena anytime soon, in case you've looked around.
The
present company excluded, of course.
The ladies used to think that I looked like Chris Daughtry.
Well, whoever that is, I hope they were right. But franchise player, do we have any more that we need to discuss?
I'm coming home
again,
the place where I belong.
Remind the fans to be here next Monday. Do you have an update on what we're going to show them next Monday? Or are we just going to make them wait to see?
I asked them. I said, listen, guys, I can't be just a part of anything. What's going on? and they said it's a surprise.
Well, it's a surprise to all of us out there, just like it is to your hosts, who you'd think would have a little bit more pull to find these things out ahead of time. But
I think it's that producer of ours, that Hunter Mason LLC.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he might have to be taking out the trash somewhere.
Oh.
But no, we love Hunter. He's one of the primary reasons that we've been able to upgrade our production and bring you these broadcasts live.
I thought that was because I subscribed to the premiere version.
Well, there are many facets, not the least of which your hosts and all that we do here. No, it's been fantastic being with you, franchise player. Do we have any more headlines we want to cover before we wrap up the broadcast?
No, I'm really excited for September 18th. I know the tickets are going to be available, I believe, by the end of this evening with the cage match, the United States Championship match. I think. I don't make all the decisions. I believe we're going to have a tag team championship match. And just, who knows what else. The sky's the limit for the 18th. It's going to be a big one.
Well, we have so many men that are still competing to maintain a spot in the rankings for any of the championships. There are men looking to join forces and challenge our tag team champions, Casino Heat. Mm-hmm. As you said, the target on their back is no smaller than it is on either of the two singles champions. But we hope that you enjoyed the main event of Red, White, and Bruised. We hope that it gets you ready for the big cage match on September the 18th that you are here in the building to see. Saturday, September the 18th at 737 Slocum Avenue in Lancaster, Ohio. Tickets at pwaohio.com. The U.S. Championship will be handed to a new member of the PWA roster. It could be
we will have a new U.S. champion.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
Both of these men have been champions in the past, so we all, fan and talent and wrestler alike, cannot wait to see how things come about on the 18th. And I know that that a lot of these fans out there are going to see something they've never seen before.
Saturday, September 18th, putting you on the spot. Who walks out with the U.S. title?
With the U.S. title?
That's the question.
I have to.
Come on, Aaron.
I got to go with Bjorn. I'm picking Bjorn because I think JT Hogg's hubris and his arrogance gets the better of him. If there's any time,
I've never had a problem with his hubris. It's never bothered me before, but I'll take a look at it the next time he comes by. But I'm gonna go with Bjorn also. I think Bjorn is he's been on fire here lately. And
well, he is younger. He can match a JT Hogg move for move, blow for blow. The size, the tail of the tape, if you will, is as even as a matchup as we were going to get from the men in the tournament. So I think that it's Bjorn, even if he is a favorite, isn't going to be a heavy favorite, no pun intended, going into this. But it's certainly going to be JT Hogg's responsibility to back up all of the big talk that he's been, he's been spewing to anybody that within earshot since we've seen him again at Red, White, and Bruised.
Put you on the spot. Who's walking out the heavyweight champion, Kevin or Randy?
Randy regains the championship. The steel cage is the difference. No outside interference. Nowhere for Kevin to go. No, no aces up his sleeve. Unless he stashes Matthew under the ring, which I don't even want to give him any ideas, but I think Randy, having been in the cage before, knows what it takes to survive, knows what you can do to somebody in that cage and what can be done to you, and that gives him the edge. Randy is the new champion.
Guess we'll see.
We will indeed. Well, what you have seen is PWA Live from the studios here at the arena in Lancaster for Labor Day weekend. Thank you, fans, for
Happy Labor Day, Aaron.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure spending it with everybody out there watching on Facebook and on YouTube. Be back here in 7 days to see our surprise match. We'll give you more information as we have it. Give us your thoughts on what's happening on the 18th on YouTube and on Facebook. And for the franchise player, president of the PWA, my name is Aaron Hurt, saying so long for now. Be back here next Monday.